Welcome to OverTime the Podcast, a show dedicated to all things watches, with a special love for microbrands and their affordable range. I'm your host Praka, and some of you might know me as Kinda Average Watches. Join me as we explore new releases, share tips on building your collection, and put in some overtime with hands-on reviews of the latest watches. Whether you're a bit of a pro or you're just getting into the hobby, this podcast will keep you entertained with great stories from the people in the industry, casual conversations, and guest hosts who bring their own unique perspectives. Let's get started. Welcome to Overtime the Podcast, proudly sponsored by Watchpoint. All right, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I have two good friends here who joined, friends of the podcast, friends of the show, local Perth lads who are joining me today on the podcast. So if you haven't already read the title called the Microbrand Draft, but before we sort of get into what this episode is and what we're going to do, let me just bring the boys on the chat. So welcome to the podcast, Ollie and Simon. How you going?
Not bad.
Thanks for having us, Praka. Yeah, we're going good. Ready for the
welcome.
draft, the NBA draft.
The NBA draft. That's it. That's it. So I need to go insert theme here and then do the do. So this has been, I don't know, this has been like an episode idea that we've had for a little while. We wanted to, all three of us like NBA, right? We like NBA. We chat about it. We're sharing memes about it. We're doing that stuff all the time. We also like watches. So we figured, why not do both together, get them all into an episode and go for it. So this is it. This is where we are and we landed on it. And before we go through all the rules and whatnot, got to kick off with the wrist check. I'll start with you, Ollie. What's on your wrist, mate?
I'm wearing the Helm Kuoe in titanium. To go with the Microbrand theme, it's the Microbrand. It's huge on my wrist. It is a tool watch and it's 42 millimeters and I've got an itty bitty wrist. So it is huge, but it also weighs nothing because it's titanium. So it's one of those contradictions, I suppose.
Nice. Yeah, that was a great watch in hand, like a solid one of those. Like I don't know, legacy. I'm not even going to say legacy, but not really a legacy. But they've been around for a while, haven't they? Just making solid tool watches.
They have been around for a while. They don't promote themselves heavily on social media because they already, I suppose, are at capacity. I don't know what their wait list is like now, but you used to previously have to wait quite a while and put yourself on an email list. So I guess it's like Rolex in that sense.
You reckon? A little bit of Watches of Switzerland waiting list action there as well? Nice one. What about yourself, Simon? What's on your wrist?
My MMI Garmin factory. So it's got the washi paper dial on the back. I'll hold it up close to the camera. So it's not going to focus, is it? It's going to struggle.
Yeah. I've seen it before. I can, I'm leaving links in the show notes.
Pretty much co-host of the show. May have been part of the purchasing agreement on this one. So a shout out to James on this one. I got it because I really wanted the winter special. I've got the winter special Grand Seiko, but I really wanted the spring special. But the pink in that was just too light for my skin color and washed out. So when this came about for sale through James posting online, I jumped on and bought it just because of the mere fact of the pink's a lot better on the skin for me. And it's got one of the Miota movements as well. So loves a good spin, as you can see there. I love it. It's a nice watch. No date, so it's pretty easy just to pick up and set and off you go.
It's nice to see like washi paper dial being used by other brands aside from Citizen and Grand Seiko. So and which I know you have both of them in your collection as well. So but it's definitely cool to see Microbrands doing them. So fantastic. I'll round it off. The old faithful, the Halios C4th version for in the Uncle Seiko Jubilee. Yeah, look, we're talking microbrands. We're talking microbrand drafts. It has to be. There you go. Damn focus. Bang. I love it. It's can't get enough of it, It's pure dive watch, pure tool watch. And a little bit classy with the Jubilee. This is actually made for the Seiko Alpinist. The end links actually fit pretty much well. Anyway, what better watch to wear on a microbrand draft than one of the OG microbrands in the game, which is Halios.
And all our picks are on the big board.
That is
They're
all the
all
picks
on
are
there.
on the boards. Okay, so I guess I should really explain what this episode is about, right? For the listeners, if you haven't heard of the NBA draft, I mean, where have you been? Uh, well, yeah, NBA. I think the AFL does a draft as well. A few other sports do drafts. So basically, we thought it would be good to do a draft of microbrands and independents. Probably going to be sticking in the lane of what we discuss in Overtime podcast. However, there's no real rules to this aside from we get 30 picks in this draft, and I've randomly generated the pick order. So it goes. So there's no lottery here, no lottery system. This is the first of the draft. Perhaps we can make this we can revisit this again in the future. But for now, this is what we've got. And actually, the owner of the first pick is Oliver, Lucky Oliver. Yep.
You get number one pick, no pressure.
Once a brand is picked, so just like the NBA draft, it's off the board for everyone else, right? So that's why I'm keeping this. I've got this Excel spreadsheet going, so I know exactly what we've picked. And also, when we do each of the pick, we'll have a little bit of a chat on why we picked it. Of course, doesn't need to be for a particular reason. You could just pick because you like it. Who cares? There's no rules to this except for one rule, which is don't pick someone else's pick that they've already picked. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm gonna be adding in the sound effects later, but feel free to add the sound. Feel free to do the sound effects right now if you want. So on the first pick, actually, cue sound.
Where's the ping pong balls?
Yeah, no, there's no
The little lottery ping pong balls.
No ping pong balls here. In the first pick of the 2026 Microbrand draft, sponsored by State Farm. No, actually, no, we're not sponsored by State Farm. Don't sue us. Sponsored by Studio Underdog and Time and Tide. No. Sponsored by Watch Point. There we go. The proper sponsors of the podcast. For the first pick, Oliver, you're up.
I won't
No
be
pressure.
doing the NBA draft sound effects, but with my first pick, I'm going to go with Brew out of USA. And I think that's fitting because they were the hottest thing for quite some time. I think that's died off a bit. But the whole gist of their watches is it's not brewing, as in beer brewing, it's coffee brewing. So their watches are inspired by industrial coffee espresso machines. They don't specifically say, but having a look at their watches, I think it's the old Italian machines that they're inspired by. The most popular model of theirs would be the metric. I think most people have seen that. It's a very square pillow-shaped case. They also have a chronograph or mecha quartz chronograph versions of it called the retrograph. They do some very funky stuff. They've got a version of the metric which has a custom movement in it. And what it does is it counts down from 30. And you're wondering, why does it need to count down from 30? Well, that's the approximate time of a well-timed espresso shot. So it's got a little coffee cup and you hit a button and it counts down from 30. So they're really going all in on this coffee theme. They've also got a watch where the whole face is designed in an 8-bit, kind of like your retro Super Mario video game graphics. So they're hitting all the nostalgia, I suppose, for people that love coffee. I mean, I understand it's a niche within a niche. I mean, some people are into watches and coffee. But with Brew, I don't think you necessarily need to be into coffee because their watches, I guess, look great on their own. They stand alone. They also, with the Metro, it's kind of going with that integrated sports watch trend, although it's not an integrated sports watch, but it kind of looks like it if you look at the design where the bracelet hugs up against the case. So I think that's a solid pick for me for number one. I love coffee. I love watches. I love the NBA. So here we go.
That's it. No, you know what? I'm not surprised at all that this was one of your picks. It was actually on the board as well for me in my sort of wider, my boards. As Ollie knows and Simon knows as well, I'm a big coffee guy. We're both big coffee guys. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all. So great pick.
I got there
on the
first,
board.
Praka, so it's off the board.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I have plenty more here that I would like to add to the draft board. Now, number 2 pick, Simon. You're up, mate. What do you got for us?
Yeah. All right. Now, I don't reckon this is a micro brand, but hey, it's on the list, so I'm claiming it. I'm absolutely claiming it because it's on the list, and the list was made by Praka, so I'm claiming it. And I'm putting Oris. That's number 1. Yeah. I literally have on my one all the way through to the picks that I've worked out. It says Oris, Switzerland. Not a micro brand, but it's on the list, so I'm claiming it. So that is the one. Now, I don't have one. I've always wanted one, and you've always got to love a Kermit. Here we go. I'm looking at it right now on the computer. How can you not love that green face with the little frog down the bottom? It's just absolutely perfect. I said I've always wanted one, and they do a nice nice variety, I'd say. It was a bit of a shock to see it on the list, so I thought I would get in there early and take it out from Prac because I'm sure he's got it noted down that it was on the list secretly as well. The list was alphabetical, and there was almost 300 on the list, so I think he might have snuck it in there thinking no one else was going to see it.
I think to be fair, a lot of this list was based on various lists that was just compiled together. It's made of the internet. Look, I did say there's going to be a micro brand / independence, and Oris is truly. I mean, they're an independent brand. So technicalities aside, great pick. I've had an Oris myself in the past. I had the Diver 65, which I think is like quintessential vintage inspired diver. I think it's definitely one of those divers that you just got to have in your collection at some point. Mine didn't stay as long as I would have liked. I think Jody, Just One More Watch, has a bit of a laugh about this. I think he's owned like 8 or 10 Diver 65s. So he's like buys them, sells them, buys different models, sells them, buys them. So it's one of those ones that's just rotating in his collection. But I completely get it. Oris has got so much history, and yeah, it's an awesome pick. Would you buy the Kermit edition if you had the chance and if you had the money? If you like,
Probably so. I reckon the green's a bit of a color that can go with a lot of things. They are quite expensive, obviously, because they're a limited edition as well. But see, the thing is, once it gets to like the 2nd day of the month or the 3rd day of the month, you miss the Kermit frog. So you got to go back. You just got to set it constantly to the 1st day of the month.
So it pops up on the 1st, does it? That was going to be one of my questions. When does the Kermit pop up?
I believe it's only on the 1st.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my belief. So yeah.
there's also Miss Piggy one, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there might be. Hang on. I've got out of the website, Oris.
Check out the link that I just dropped for both of you. It is the Kermit one, but it's basically half price now. There's one left in stock locally. Just letting you know.
No pressure. But that's a major micro brand, so that's an oxymoron, but you can pick one up. So
Yeah.
And just letting you know, the chat isn't working for me. I can see the messages pop up, and then I click on it, and
bugger.
it's just empty. Yeah.
Okay. Technical issues. But I just typed in ProPilot Kermit, and it came up in Linda and Co. for 4,649 Australian dollars. So roughly just over half price.
The Miss Piggy edition.
Oh, man, I wanted the misses as well.
Well, I was thinking I might fit your rip.
I like it.
Perfectly. The Kermit doesn't work, but the Miss Piggy does.
How is it 40 mil, is it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure the other one, but yeah, the Miss
39.
Piggy's. It's a very interesting pink.
Mm.
Probably a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's a bit like neon pink, but
Yeah.
awesome pick. I
Thank you.
didn't expect that, if I'm being honest. Heavy hitter, but didn't expect that. Now,
I've got
I'm
my
up.
low level. I've got my lowers coming up. That I don't think you guys will.
All right, I'll go with pick number 3. I didn't want to just go, like you said. I think we discussed this, Oliver, before, like, you guys are just going to pick all the expensive ones up front because, that's going to be high on the draft board. So I won't do that. I'll pick something which is kind of close to me and I think sort of embodies the whole micro brands. And that's Direnzo. I'm going to pick them at number 3. Direnzo watches, Swiss, Microbrand, Sergio, who I've had on the podcast before, lovely bloke, great design, architectural. He's an architect turned watch designer. Everything in the watch is intentional. Every little bit, case design, the dial design, the handset, everything is intentional. It stays true to the Microbrand ethos. I think it gives you It gives you great design, great dimensions as well. There's slightly bigger ones, there's slightly smaller ones, but for most these very enthusiast-driven dimensions and also really well made. I mean, you guys have had hands on both my Direnzo. Actually, I mean, if I had already so far 3, just great quality watches as well, really well made. Not crazy expensive either, still within the realms of affordable watches, it's all levels to it. But and yeah, I just think it embodies Microbrands so well, and I think you guys knew that this was going to be one of my picks for sure. But I had to claim it high on the board.
You always bang on about the quality of Direnzo, and having held them, I agree. I knew it was going to be one of your picks, so much so that I had it written on my list, and I had no notes underneath it because I knew it was going to go pretty quickly. So I didn't even bother.
I checked my list, be like, oh, hang on a second, has he snuck this underneath here? Because I was like, oh, hang on, I'm going to check to see what I've got written down.
Yeah, no, look, I can't fault it. It's every Microbrand enthusiast needs to check out and Direnzo and then appreciate it for what it is, I think. So yeah, number 3. I'm gonna have to try and sneak in all these the draft music in between all these things. Might be a bit annoying actually.
Yeah, by the end of it, it might be a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a shortened version of it.
Yeah, maybe. Or just at the start, replacing my horrible rendition of it. All right. So pick number 4. So it is done on reverse order, just to make it more fair. So it's back to me again and pick number 4. I'm not cooking this books. Come on, boys. Everyone gets
2 picks in the
Check
top
his
5.
book, yeah.
no. How many picks have I got? Top 6. No, you guys are the same. It's all the same. Don't worry. It'll come back around. All right. I'm going to go for pick number 4. I am going to go with Ming. So Ming, I don't know, do you classify that as an independent microbrand, whatever you want to call it? Why did I pick Ming? Look, I think Ming is definitely, on the higher end of what I would normally be talking about. There's the models like the 3707, which is, the 3701, which is, I guess, more of their entry level stuff. And then from then on, they just go up. I think Ming, again, very similar reasons as to why I picked Direnzo is that they've got their design language and they've got it down packed and they've refined it and they've carried that through every single model. Like you pick a Ming, that's a Ming. I can spot it a mile away. And that's what I think, for me, that's the reason why I would do this. It reminds me of I don't know, when you see, this is a crazy analogy, so don't come at me. But when you see Kyrie on handles, right? There's no one out there doing handles like Kyrie, is there? He is so distinctive, him doing that. Or AI, Allen Iverson, when he was doing all these crossovers and all this stuff, no one was doing that kind of stuff. It's just them, that's their signature stuff. That's their signature moves. They've got it down packed. So that's what Ming is like to me. It's signature. There's no one else doing anything like that. They've got their lane. They got it down packed.
I was looking at the Ming Twilight, I think it was, and it looks like the hands. It's a Venturine, I think, and it looks like the hands are kind of floating in space, which I know it sounds very corny, but because with the Ming aesthetic, it's very minimalist, so it does kind of give that effect. And you're right, you can spot it from a mile away.
That's gorgeous. I've just popped that in the chat. I know your chat's not working for you, Oliver, but Simon, check that Twilight out there.
Yeah, I was looking at the website before. As soon as you said you can pick them, because I was like, Ming, I think I knew what it was, and then as soon as I loaded that up, I was like, oh yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean by you can pick them from a while away, and then the hands floating and everything.
Yeah, the cool thing as well is I've seen the Ming. I think it's the Bluefin, which is their diver. I've seen that in person, and I don't know how you say it, but if you got a brand that does divers, that does dress watches, that does all that, usually their dress watches will look like, dress watches, or their dive watches will look very much like dive watches. Take Citizen, for example, whatever, right? But Ming has somehow made their dive watch look exactly like one of the other watches. You know what I mean? And it's a proper ISO rated, fully, what is this? 500 meter dive watch? Something crazy like that. Let me think.
They have a proper cohesive design language that translates over every watch that they do.
600 meter dive watch, 38 mil, the Bluefin. And it looks exactly like all the others in terms of, like you said, design language. that's my heavy hitter pick for now. And yeah, that's why I picked number 4. Simon, you're up next in pick number 5.
All right. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go left field here. And it's not because I'm wearing their shirt, but I'm going to get it out of the way earlier as well. I just love the fact what Studio Underdog is doing. So, no, sorry, pick confirm is Studio Underdog. I just love the way that they just seem very playful with everything they've got. Like the shirt I've got on is their pizza shirt. So I'll stand up and I'll turn around. I'll do a model.
Do a little model, please.
Yeah, it's
Please don't.
Can you see it properly?
Sort of walk forward a bit more. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just move to your right. No, to your left. There we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's sick. That's awesome. So I was by what's on the shirt, but for the listeners who can't see that, depending if I clip that or not, I might actually clip that. That seems like a pretty cool thing to clip and throw in you with your t-shirt on. But it's basically the chronograph.
I can take it off if you want.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's cool. Thank you. You can keep your shirt on.
I love how it's a breakaway diagram of the watch. That's great. That's a great shirt.
Yeah, it is an awesome shirt, and that fire underneath, like cooking the pizza as well. That's dope.
Yeah. I just like the fact, like, here you go. I'm just looking at the pizza model now, the special edition. It's called the half and half because obviously it's got pineapple and it's like a Hawaiian down the bottom, and then it's like a supreme up the top. So, Praka, if you want to have a bit of a Google and maybe throw in a photo of the half and half. It's just interesting, all their different colours and all their different schemes. Like they've got watermelon, avocado, passion fruit style dials as well. And then they've just got their casual, kind of their like military spec field watch as well. It looks like I'm going to struggle to say this, enamel dial, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, I just think there's like a little cool studio. I picked this up at Time and Tide in Melbourne, this shirt, 2 years ago now. I've only worn it a few times, but yeah, if I had the chance to get one, I would certainly get one. And just the mere fact of how out there they are with all their colours and how they look.
Having held the watermelon, I think it's a great watch. And what doesn't translate online is it's got a 3D effect between the dial and the subdials. There's like a step down from it. And the ST19 movement, despite being very old and historic, it actually looks great in the back. And I don't think there's many mechanical chronograph movements that look that good at that price. Yeah, it's a great pick.
Yeah, I think I may have been... There's a lot to be said about Studio Underdog. Let me put it that way. I think it's had its fair share of criticism. You know, like you said, the reason being ST19 movement, reiterative design, especially with the chronographs, Series 1. But you know what? It works. It's fun. People want fun watches because at the end of the day, no one actually needs watches. Like I know we love them, but do we actually need it? No, we don't. So having a bit of fun with it, it's cool. And for me, I think it's a solid pick. If I could pick one up, like at a decent price secondhand, I'd probably pick up the mint choc chip. I think it's cool. I love that colorway. Yeah, I think it just works really well. And I don't mind a mint choc chip ice cream myself.
Yeah, good. That was going to be my next question. Do you eat mint choc chip? Because I know a lot of people don't. Good man. I'll eat you.
I do. I'm more of a cookies and cream, but yeah, choc chip, I'll take that too.
That's like a mint slice, right? Do you get excited when you see a packet of mint slice or not really?
Absolutely.
Good. Ollie's a bit quiet on that one.
I'll eat it because it's got chocolate and sugar in it. I'm not sure if mint slice is my cup of tea, but I will demolish the packet. Don't get me wrong.
What Tim Tams you go to then?
Yeah, Tim Tams definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not lasting more than 30 seconds around this hat.
Why's your wrist so small? If you're eating Tim Tams that quickly,
because he's riding like 1,000 kilometers or whatever a day on his bike.
Not quite at the moment. Not with a 3-month-old. Yeah, trying to ride off your calories is a very, very bad idea.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, look at this man, so committed. 3-month-old, and he's on. He's on for the draft. So brilliant. Let's move on to the next one. Oliver, it is your pick.
We're back to me. So this is a brand I have heard of. I don't necessarily know too much about them, apart from the research I've done, obviously, for this pod. But since being introduced to them, I've been kind of, pun intended, enamored with them. which kind of gives you a hint. So I'm going to go with, for my pick, I'm going to go with Inordain.
Damn
So
it.
they're based out of Glasgow in Scotland. Despite not really owning any enamel dials in my collection, I'm enamored with enamel dials, pun intended. These watches, when you go on the website, they've got, and I'd recommend anyone who's listening go on the website, they've got footage and photos of how they make these dials, and the footage is really, really nice. So they show the powder process of applying the enamel and then putting it into the fire kiln, which is at 800 and something degrees. And they go through the whole process, and they're quite proud of their enameling on the dial. For the models that are enamel, they put vitreous enamel on the bottom, and they've also got a few models which are porcelain, and they put porcelain at the 6 o'clock right at the bottom. So they're quite proud of the process they go through. These watches are absolutely gorgeous, and the chance of getting one, I was just on the website before, and these aren't cheap. The few models I was looking at range between $4,500 and $6,000 Australian. And the popular ones have a wait list. You can get on the wait list, which I think you pay $500 and so just to get on the wait list, and you'll be looking at getting your watch in 2030.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tells you how laborious the process is. So I guess they're definitely a micro brand because it's a lot of manual labor involved, low numbers, extreme demand. Yeah, that's my pick.
Such a good pick. You heard me say, damn it, because that was on my list. I was actually going to be next on the board. But that's okay. I'm glad it got picked because it's, for all the reasons that you said and then more. Like, for me, I feel like Anodyne is the brand that sort of kickstarted the enameling, vitreous enamel, grand fure enamel trend. I hate using the word trend, but basically a rise of that again in independent and micro brand space, because Anodyne's been doing it for a little while now, but there are other brands that have popped up since who are also doing enameling and grand fure enamel, vitreous enamel now, and I feel like Anodyne sort of started that wave, especially in this space. Enameling have been around for years, right? Years and years and years. And all these big brands have done it in the past before, so it's not like it's anything new. But it is cool to see smaller brands take this, and it's such an art form. I think something like 50 to 60% of the dials are rejected because they will crack beforehand or whatever. Because it's a process like you mentioned, you put it on a silver base plate or some sort of base plate. Powder goes on, you heat it up, and then you take it back out. They'll do more work to it, add more stuff to it, heat it back up. So it's like a 3 or 4 step process just to get a dial. And I think it's like 50% reject rate, which is nuts when you think about it. So cost of what it is, I feel like it's, just considering how much labor intensive it is. I think it's really worth it.
They are fantastic. And I'd urge anyone to go online and have a look at that footage on their website. Honestly, even whether you're interested in the watches or not, I think it's worth having a look on their website and just seeing that footage.
I'm on the website now. Every pick you guys make, I'm having to jump on Google and having to Google about. So even the hands are pretty cool as well. Like you can select 3 colors, one size for a whole lot of different ones as well, and they like show you the how would you explain it? The blubber or kind of action of printing on the dial. Oh, you know what I mean, because you've obviously seen it this morning.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it looks like a big like upside down blobber thing that obviously picks up the ink and then blobs it onto the dial. It's pretty cool to see how they actually uploaded that onto their website.
Yeah. No, the
They're obviously
process.
quite proud of the process. It kind of looks like a kid painting though, doesn't it?
I don't know if I've told you guys this, but yeah, actually in the process of, I was in the process of making like an enamel episode, like to go through all these different brands that do enameling. And then eventually I sort of talked myself out of it because what I wanted to do instead was to bring on brands that do enameling to the podcast. So sneak preview, bit of a sneak preview, listeners. We will have 2 brands specializing in enamel this season. So watch the space. And it's not Anodyne, but yes, 2 other brands, 2 awesome brands who are going to be joining soon enough. So pick 7. I don't want to give you this pick, but you just picked such a banger. But Oliver, you're back again on the board. What are you on?
So you've given me the double picks, but lower than you. So I'm sensing something's a bit dodgy here. I'm going to go with a safe pick, but also what I think is a tooly pick. So just to give you a hint, it's safe because they don't do anything. The watches are quality, but in terms of they're not an arty pick. So my pick's RZE, who specialize in titanium tool watches, field watches, divers, you name it. The reason why I picked RZE, I've been eyeing one for quite a while. So they've just come out with a solar field watch, and they've also got their more affordable Valor 38, which is quite nice. So RZE is out of Singapore, for those who aren't familiar with the brand. They specialize in titanium. My favorite model would be the Resolute. So that comes in time only or with a date option. Very clean looking, titanium, nice bracelet with quick adjust. That would be my pick probably for their sporty / Garter watch. Go anywhere, do anything. I think it's just a real solid option, quite affordable, solidly built. One thing that they do great for the price is obviously they specialize in titanium, but they also put the hardness coating on, which as someone who owns a titanium watch without a hardness coating, it is a soft metal. So if you are going to use it as intended as a tool field watch, it's good to have. But honestly, I just think their designs just look great. Those of you that know me know I'm a huge Casio G-Shock guy. And the one unique thing that they do is they have a G-Shock competitor. So it's the UTD 1000. And they've come up with their own digital module, which is rare enough these days. And they've created a G-Shock competitor. There's an option for it on bracelet. So it's full titanium bracelet, digital module. It looks unique. It is tooly, but it doesn't just look like a G-Shock clone or another tough watch clone. It's its own unique thing. So I suggest people have a look at that. It's available in positive and negative display. Yeah, that's a good affordable pick if anyone wants a good looking watch that can bash around. I think that's a good option.
Solid pick yet again. I was going to definitely point out about the Ultra Hex coating. That thing is so good. The Resolute Stratus, which is the model that I had, is just such a cool watch. And yeah, you wore it all it just looks scratch free. There's nothing on it. It's incredible how good that coating is. And not only that, when you're talking about the Resolutes have this fantastic enamel dial as well. So not vitreous enamel, graphite enamel like the other ones. This is just it's
inordained quality.
Yeah. No, so it's a painted, like a lacquer enamel. So it's like a painted one, and not a powder key-in process, but it definitely looks the business. And the loom's also fantastic. I mean, it's a tool watch, right? It needs to have everything, and it does. It literally has everything: titanium, solid loom, great specs, acro adjust, you name it. So yeah, fantastic pick.
As Farr said, like every pick you guys do, I'm going through the website. I like the fact you can just hover over on their website and it will show you what their loom looks like as well. It's like the preloaded second photo. So I think that's pretty cool. They give you that option to see. You guys know I love my loom. I love my loom and all my watches. My previous purchase of just my latest purchase of a ProMaster, Citizen ProMaster, for a desk diver. Yeah, it's like the fact that you can actually see the loom shows what color it's going to be. I reckon that's a good sales point by them. Well done on their behalf for that.
Yeah. No, they're solid. And, again, plugging the podcast that we did with RZE, definitely, if you haven't heard back, go back to last season. We had a special 2-part episode with Andrew and Hui from RZE. They go through their process, their designs, everything else about it. And then before we sort of move on to the next pick, I'll just drop, they have this thing called the re-verified process. Basically, they have like a... If you have a watch, an RZE watch that you feel like you're done with, and you can sell it back to them at a discounted rate, depending on what, how much damage is done, blah, blah. They'll take it, they'll give you the money, and they'll put it back up there on their website for you to buy, basically. And what they do is they will inspect it, they'll clean it, they'll get it all back good again and sell it. So just looking at a watch right here, I'm looking at the Aspire. I don't know how to say it properly, but I think it's normally 1,100. It's $700. So you save yourself a bit of coin, and because the titanium coating is so good on it, you can't. You basically, you're really not going to be that dinged up, even if it's been used by someone else.
Praka, if you're on that website, click on the UTD. Click on Oliver. There is a UTD 8000 BK for sale currently that you've just explained.
Yeah.
Normally $1,100. AUD currently for $315.
Oh no, I wish you didn't tell me that, Simon.
That's why I'm here.
I think this is so dangerous. we just end up looking at more watches and we're like, ooh, that's a good one to add to the list. If you're into microbrands, indies, or vintage watches, you need to check out Watchpoint. Located in the heart of Melbourne, Watchpoint is more than a storefront. It's a true hub for the community. Get hands-on with brands like HZ, Formex, Second Hour, Lima, Vario, RZE, and Balzel. Plus, through their partnership with Time Only, you can now explore German indies from Zinn, Hanhart, Damasco, and Müller in person. Not in Melbourne? No worries. Head to watchpoint.com.au to discover new releases, stay informed with editorials, and find your next buying guide. So stop by Shop 202, Level 2, 220 Collins Street in the Manchester Unity building to find your next timepiece.
Well,
It turns out even when I'm not buying G-Shocks, I'm buying a no-name G-Shocks from other brands.
Yes. Well, all right. Let's go to the next pick. Pick number 8. Simon, go.
All right, cool. I'll stick with Singapore. I'm gonna go what's on my wrist. I'm gonna go MMI. I'm gonna go me Awagi Factory MMI for what I see on my wrist. I really like it because it's different than using the washi paper. I have a Citizen Chronomaster, the Citizen as they're called, with their hand dyed washi paper. Now, obviously, they're titanium, this is stainless steel, but the washi paper effect on the back is still the exact same for a watch that's worth almost triple, if not quadruple. Well, looking at it, that's actually worth a lot more. Looking at it like the Citizen itself. I'm just reading the specs because I've owned this watch for a little while now. I haven't gone back through the specs for a while. So this one on my wrist is 39.5 mil diameter. 12 mil thickness with sapphire, 20 millimeter lug to lug, so it'd probably be a bit of a strap monster if I wanted to go about it. And then it's surgical grade stainless steel. And then what I say about the dial is, origami Japanese washi paper, and the hands are coated with a Swiss Super Lumi Nova coating to allow the loom to come out as well as it does. This was kind of done in relation to a bit of a throw off from Grand Seiko because this is the spring model. Funnily enough, the spring model for Grand Seiko is also pink. They've also got a blue dial looking on their website as well. I'm not too sure how many they have left. Last I saw, they only had a few. And they do like the winter, the summer, the autumn dial as well. They do a fair few different collections as well, though. They do one with a cool background with loom on the background where it mounts up as like a light mountainscape in the background, which is pretty cool. And then they've got a few, if you look on their website, there's a few different things. It's called their Tri-Loom, and it shows like it has like a wave background or a mountainscape background as well. Yeah, that's my pick, the MMI.
Cool. I like that. And I kind of sense that was going to be in your pick anyway, just from what we were talking before. I just think,
It was on Simon's wrist, so it was a safe bet.
Yeah, exactly. Washi paper, microbrand, super cool. Something different as well. I like it. Great pick.
I think it's a great pick too. And I like the fact that they're using washi paper as a creative choice, like obviously with the Citizen that you have, which I'm absolutely in love with. I think I'm eyeing off one of those too. They're using the washi paper for practical choice for the solar cells underneath. But here they're using it as an artistic choice, as deliberate choice to make the dial out of that material, and that's cool.
Like, as I said before, I love my loom as well. I'm just scrolling through the website there, and I did forget. Even the crown has a bit of loom on it, which makes it, if I leave it out in the middle of the night, I'll pop up for my old man wee at 3 o'clock in the morning and see it's still illuminated.
It also has a feature I've never seen before with the 2 screws at the 3 and 9, just besides the indices.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. And now that I've said that, you probably tell me there's other watches that have that feature. But yeah, I don't think I've seen that before
either. I mean, I've seen it before in the Studio Underdog. They've had like 2 screws in the middle. I don't know if you've seen that, the Studio Underdog for the Series 02, but not like this, not 4. What is that? Is that screwing down what is that for?
Don't know. But they're not flat either. They stick out. So I'm looking at it on an angle now. They are almost like 3D.
The effect.
And it also has on the fly micro adjust, which is a bit stiff because I haven't used it for a while. But once it was at my wrist size, it stays at the wrist size, I guess.
Solid.
Hey, a lot of big brands don't have micro adjust, quick adjust. So it's one of the things you do get with a lot of micro brands.
Even the
Yeah,
high end big box brands struggle to give you that kind of good stuff. All right, I'll go. Let me go. Pick 9.
Well, hang on. One more thing. Bracelet changing as well. Easy because it's screws. It's not pin and collar. It's not anything like that. They are screws. I remember this now when I changed it. That made life so much easier. Sorry, I had to add that in because it made me. After my debacle the other day, I was putting a screwdriver through my finger trying to change a bracelet with a pin and collar and trying to remove a back off another watch. Yes, screws make life a lot easier.
It's the little things. It's the little things.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna go pick 9. I'm gonna go ahead and pick. Geez, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go and pick Traska. Now, I'm picking Traska because, sorry, why am I picking Traska? I think they just have solid designs. Their design inspirations. The summer tier is very much your Explorer lookalike. You've got your Commuter, which is more of just like your, like OP36 trying to lookalike. I know people can say, oh, yeah, but there's just copies of, but not really. That's where they sort of started, but then they refined it and made it their own. And the best part is this is the brand that almost every year they're releasing a new version of it. I think we're up to like version 5 or version 6 of the summer tier, and version, the free diver, I think the version 3, or the Venturer, which is their GMT, the version 4. So they constantly changing it. They're not stopping. Even like they've got their model, but they're like, no, I want to improve this. I want to improve that, and they're always bringing improvements. And I think that's fantastic to see. And Traska, just like RZE, have their hardness coating, which is incredible. Like I've had hands on the Traska summer tier. I've had it for an extended period of time. Borrowed it from a mate. Shout out to Kish. It was amazing, honestly. On the wrist, stainless. Just wearing it all day, and it just felt like there was, I don't know, there's no scratches on it, of course. And I must add as well that not all hardness coatings are the same. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Not all brands that say that they've got hardness coatings on their stuff is the same. I'll go back to the watches. Now, super thin. They pick some really solid movements. I think a lot of the movements that they use is Miota, which makes it wear really nicely on the wrist. At the Summer Tier 36, if I was in the need of another Garter, I would go buy that again. It is just a solid watch. Or the Commuter, just great picks. And even the Venturer steel blue, man, yeah, I love that color. Anyway, Traska is definitely one that I am yet to own. However, it's high on my list to grab at some point. So yeah, and that's the reason why it is my third pick, and at number 9.
Sorry, just looking at their website. Sorry, I'll look at this quickly. Oh, you can. Yeah, cool. You can get a date. You can get a date or a no date. I'm just looking at their varieties. So that's cool. You can make that pick if you want a date or no date, and there is no difference in the price.
No, and there is a lot of options.
That green in the Commuter, I'm looking at the 38.
The bottle green.
Yeah, that looks very Milgas, which I like. I love that with the orange on the outside, the orange dots on the outside of the indices. I quite like that.
They're calling Istrian green.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny how we gravitated both to that selection. Like I was looking at the Commuters, and this is another brand where the design language is quite cohesive, because you look at all their models, and even though they're not identical, you can tell they belong to Traska. But yeah, I'm drawn to the Commuter, and I have to agree that green is lovely. That would be a great daily wear, and arguably probably one of the best Garters we've had on the list so far, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm super keen on Traska, and maybe I'll get him on the podcast one of these days. John, just putting it out there, if you'd like to come on. All right, let's go. Hey, I'm pick 10 as well. Sweet. I'm sorry I'm not cooking this, guys. This is just
corruption.
It was like playing it himself.
All right. I'm sort of doing a high-low. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a high, a bit low, high, low. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Formex. At pick number 4 for me. At number 10, very much in the same vein as the high quality Swiss micro brands that do some amazing stuff. Formex Essence 39, again, a watch that I had extended time with, fantastic built watches, like for the price, which I think, how much is that in Australian dollars? Looking at around 2.5 was last what I saw. They've gone up a little bit. Oh no, it depends on what it is. That was the different dial. So if you're looking at this, say the plain white dial, which is the Essence 39, 2.45K Aussie on the stainless bracelet. It is such a clean watch. The design language is beautiful. The lines on this watch, the finishing for the price is great as well. And Formex started off as a brand that used to build specific componentry for different watches as well, is my understanding. I'm happy to be corrected. And so their technology or the bits of tech that they use within the watch is great. The suspension case, I mean, I think people have gone on about it, but it's so cool. Like, it's unnecessary, but it's cool. and their on the fly adjust is really good as well. Very much in the same vein as the hardness coding discussion. Not all on the fly adjust the same. And Formex do a really good one. And their butterfly clasps is great. Because it comes with a little adjustment on a butterfly clasp. And their leather bracelet is a deployant with a micro adjust. So, just stuff like that, like leather with a deployant and micro adjust. Like who thinks of stuff like that? They do. Lume's solid. Yeah, I can't fault Formex at all. I just think they're great watches. The Reef is also another solid pick. There's different sizes, of course. A smaller 42. There's also 39 Baby Reef. Yeah, that's me with Formex. I love it.
Something I haven't really seen on a website before when looking at watches. Obviously, I've bought most of my watches in person. They might be one of my picks in a few times coming, giving away what might that be. They offer a strap sizing on their website. So they'll happily resize their straps for you. Now, being it is $15, and most of us who probably know what Formex are doing and going to do it ourselves anyway at home, unless you put a part through your finger. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, I've had a play with the Formex that you were talking about before, and the bouncy up and down dial. That's something. It's so whack. It's why that it works.
Yeah.
I've had a play with the same Formex, and it's such a cool feature, but the first time you do it, it's actually like disconcerting because you're like, wait, is this whole watch just going to fall out of the case? Like, what's going on? And then you understand, it's on suspension and it's designed to do this, but it's just such a funky feature in a watch.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're also really associated with race cars back in the day. Formex, I think in the 90s, they used to have like all these sort of models that were associated with racing. So I think that's where a lot of that DNA comes from, that whole suspension case. Yeah, so motorsport, they are sort of were involved in that back in the 90s, I believe. But again, don't take my word for it. If I do find some links about it, I'll throw it in the show notes. Okay, Simon, you're up, mate. Pick 11.
And I'm going to have to say Erebus, however you wish to pronounce.
Damn it, one of mine.
Yeah,
Same.
I am currently may have a saved search on Facebook Marketplace for any Erebuses that pop up in the local area. I just really like especially the fact that they've got their hack. I'm much more of a high accuracy quartz fan than an auto. I love a good auto. Pick up and go. I'm happy. I absolutely love. And yeah, I just think they look awesome. Awesome design, nice little long minute hand. Hits the markers on the outside, so it's easier to read. Something I could wear to work under a business shirt now as well. Stuff that I'm doing now. So yeah. And their mother of pearl dials are just something else. They look absolutely incredible. Yeah, that's my pick.
Oliver does want to say something
I just
about
want to note for the record that, can you have a look at what shirt I'm wearing? So you've totally stolen my pick. So thanks for that, son.
This is what the drums.
Can't tell me no other team. Can't tell me no other team wants to Cooper flag last year.
The youngest guy with 50 points.
Yeah, and he backed it up with 40 today.
Yes, Against the Lakers. Yeah. I did see 41-year-old LeBron James being the first choice for the Lakers. Great pick. Erebus is definitely on there in my list as well. Jody knows what people want in watches after reviewing them for so long. And he'd given us the perfect watch in the Ascent. I think I will put the Ascent up against so many different micro brands, and is such a solid model. It is very much a Saab incarnate, but made better. And I had the Aventurine and the Purple Helix, and I loved it. And the only reason, me, I have to cycle through all my watches. That's the aim of the game.
The dial options are wild. That Purple Helix you had, the Aventurine, and they've even got the Mother of Pearl. They're kind of giving you something like the best of everything. So if people don't like one of those 3 dial options, then I don't know if this hobby is for them, because there's something for everyone there.
Yeah, pale, pink, green, whatever, everything.
I think it's pretty new for them. Is that what's it called? D24. I'm looking at it. The fact that the times change when it clicks over from midnight. It would change from like a 1, a 2, and a 3 to 13, 14, 15, all the way through to 24. Now, be it that 24 should technically be 00, but that military time told them for you. But I reckon, really cool watch.
I think they said that they've been working on that module for a while now, so it's cool to see. We all checked it out, didn't we, in person? So it was pretty cool to actually check out that mechanism work out in real life. So sorry, Oliver, but at least hey, you've got the next pick, mate. So make it count. Pick. You do.
Well, it's not going to be Erebus. Thanks, Simon. So my next pick is a bit of a fun one, and I've got a hypothetical scenario that would never happen, but that I will go with. But I'll tell you what the brand is first. The brand is Xeric. And this brand, basically they specialize in watches that are very unconventional in terms of time telling. And my hypothetical scenario is if you were being held at knife point and the guy didn't want your wallet, he didn't want your car keys, he just wanted to know the time, and you would die if you weren't able to give him the time. And in this scenario, if you were wearing a Xeric, you would be dead. Because the time telling on their models is very, very unconventional. You're talking about discs that rotate around the dial with numbers on them, which rotate themselves. And that's just one of their models. They have, my favorite is probably the Retroscope, which is it's a jump hour, but it's got almost like a speedometer where it goes, the minutes go from 0 to 60. And then once it hits 60, the hour jumps and then it sweeps back slowly. So that model really caught my attention. It's one of my favorites. I've been eyeing it. And they've actually got it in funky colors. They've got a lime green, they've got a yellow, they've got a vivid red, they've got a black and orange combination as well. And the funny thing with Xeric is the reason why it's a fun pick is obviously all the models are quite funky. They've done some funky stuff in terms of a lot of their models go on Kickstarter in terms of trying to get funding to get it off the ground. What I like is that they are generally doing funky stuff, but they're also doing funky mechanical stuff because they're having to modify all the movements to be able to do this. And they're keeping the watches relatively affordable even while doing this. I was stumbling on their website and I came across, they have NASA models, collaboration with NASA. And I thought, oh, okay, they might have, 1 or 2, space themed NASA models. You go into the page and I think it's about 3 pages of NASA space themed watches. So they haven't taken this collaboration half-hearted. So I'd encourage anyone to go on the website and have a look because it's a novelty and it's funky and it's something fun. And you probably won't know at the time, but you'll be having fun wearing it. So that's my pick.
That is such I didn't realize how many NASA watches they've got. Super cool. We have the retro scope in our local group here, but I haven't actually seen it in person. I've seen a couple of photos pop up. Yeah, great pick. You were sort of tempted, weren't you, to buy one?
I was very tempted. I still am. If one pops up at the right price in the right color, I could definitely do that.
Nice. Great pick. All right, who's up next? Oliver, you're back again, mate. Back on the board.
Oh, it's me again.
This is you getting back at the Erebus pick. Go.
This is kind of a 2 for 1, but I promise I'm not cheating. I'm going to pick one, but it's kind of 2 in a way, and I'll explain. And the reason why is because the brand is German and it's a pilot watch brand, and the brand is Stowa. But it could also be Lacko because they're one of the 5 brands that originally made pilot watches for the German Air Force, the Luftwaffe, right? Being Stowa and Lacko. But I've gone with Stowa, and I have my reasoning why. The reason why is because they do a model, it's customizable. You can have it with the logo on there, or you can have a pilot's watch without the logo. That's an option. You can have the date, you can have no date. That's an option. You can have it with the SW200 movement, and it's a top grade movement with the nice finishing and the blued screws. And what I like is they've even got a custom rotor. It's written in German, but what I've gathered is it's like a spec sheet on the back rotor, and it looks quite industrial. It looks quite nice. And what I like about it is it comes in 40 mils. So why I've gone with Stowa over Lacko is the Lacko is cheaper, which is great. The Lacko comes with the 8 series Miota movement, whereas the Stowa is giving you the Swiss movement for a little bit more. But with most of the microbrands you're picking, their history probably goes back years, probably at most a decade or more. This goes back to pre-World War II, obviously not in this current form.
Yeah.
But you're getting a historic pick with this one. And they have other models too. They have more modern models. To be honest, I ignored them. I went straight for the pilot's watch. And I think that's the right choice in this case. And I know pilot's watches can be quite generic looking by design, but if you want the history to go along with it, I think it's a good pick.
Awesome pick. I'm looking at the Flieger 36 because, that's sort of my size, and that's, fantastic. I think we have a Stowa as well in the group, and yes, and seeing the movement at the back as well. I think it's super cool. Great pick. Funny enough, the Stowa Marine is also a really good pick. I know it's not a Flieger. I know it's not a pilot watch, but I think it's good. The blued hands, fantastic. Small seconds as well. Yeah, great one. Nice pick. Simon, you're up, mate. Pick 14.
Zelos. I'm looking on their website now. Like, we've had hands on, obviously. I've always liked the look. Once again, you guys know I love my hands with loom, and it's got the indices with loom and stuff. Currently looking at their Helica 39 with the Vespa launch special. It's got like a purpley lavender background. Look, there's so many watches I could just possibly buy if I had the money, and this would be one of them. I think we would all say that.
Yeah.
I just really like the fact of the bracelet, like the joining between the bracelet and obviously the watch face and stuff. Everything just looks so crisp and clean with a dial. There you go. What's this? I have to move you guys out of the way. Hang on. Fume purple dial with CNC. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that.
CNC Guilloche.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the Zelos. Just the different ranges that they've got as well. They all look so unique in their own way, and I think you could pick it up from a while away. And once again, you can pick it up and normally go, oh, yeah, that will be a Zelos.
Yeah. I'm going to let Oliver say his word about Zelos because I know he's a Zelos fanboy, and I know you have a couple, right? We've had a couple.
I have two. So I have the Aurora Field and the Swordfish 40, which is the diver and their field watch. The Aurora Field is in titanium. With Zelos, I have a love-hate relationship with Zelos because some of their models are polarizing, and there's certain colors that you'll gravitate to, and there's others you'll absolutely hate, and it will be in the same model line. Because even though it's the same model line, they do different dial material. Within the same model line, they might have mother of pearl, meteorite, and then the bold summer colors as well, all within the same line. The quality is there, but I feel like they're one of those brands that is quite polarizing because you either love them or you hate them. If anyone's interested in Zelos, I'd recommend joining the Facebook group, which is Zelos Timekeepers Facebook group. So the owner in there, he posts quite often, and he'll actually give you sneak peeks of what's upcoming. So that's the place to be if you're interested in buying what's coming up next in terms of Zelos. I'm not sure if they sell out quite like they used to. Before, they used to sell out within minutes or the popular collars anyways used to sell out within minutes. You need to sit there and refresh your page. I'm not sure if that's still the case. I haven't bought one in a while. But if you are interested in Zelos, keep an eye out because a lot of their old popular models, they re-release them but in new colors and new materials as well. Not every model, but their most popular ones. So like the Swordfish Diver, they've done a few times. The Mako Diver, which is an older model, which has come around a few times, they've re-released. So yeah, big fan of Zelos.
See, I'm going to cop a bit of hate for this, but the last episode they released, one of the questions in the Q&A was, which microbrand do you think has fallen off? And I picked Zelos. And I picked Zelos not because of their quality of watches or anything. If anything, they've gone better and better each release. They've reached the point where, for me, it was the reason, my reasoning was probably not very logical, but my reasoning was it feels like they're still trying to do similar things in a very saturated market. When a couple of years ago, they were king Zelos. I felt like they were the king of microbrands. Everyone was like, "Oh, yeah, Zelos," and the drops that would come on, people sold out almost. But in saying that, still top quality watches, great designs. Elshan, the owner, is fantastic. Like you said, in Timekeepers Group, he is like sorting it. Anyone got any issues? No worry, no worries. Like, say you bought a Zelos secondhand and you had a couple of links missing for your wrist. Send them an email. Say, hey, can I purchase a couple of links? So many times I've seen people post and saying, I did this, and Elshan just sent me links for free.
I have a personal experience with that. I had an issue. I won't tell the full story, but I had an issue with a class. Emailed Elshan, and I got a new one sent out for me for free. And I
Yep.
just wanted to say it's probably a testament to how long Zelos has been around, that they've been in fashion and now they're kind of falling out of fashion again. It's a kind of a testament to how long they've actually been around in the microbrand space. I mean, a year is a long time, and they've been around for quite a long time.
For sure, for sure. And, there's much bigger brands that don't offer that service to even, let alone buy links. I might have told the story before already, but another brand, let's just say it was a lot difficult to get links for them when I needed some. Sweet. I'll go to my pick, hey? My pick is the next one, which is pick number 15, and I'm going to pick Laurier. So, yeah, again, another solid micro brand with vintage stylings, solid design. They have also a little bit polarizing. Laurier only release watches with Hesselite or why can't I say this word
Acrylic.
today? Acrylic. Thank you. I'm just thinking polywatch in my head. Polywatch.
Yeah.
Acrylic crystal. So they actually give you a tube of polywatch together with your watch when you purchase it, which I thought was very interesting. And they do that because they want to capture the vintage styling. Looking at a sapphire crystal and looking at a acrylic crystal, the warmness that you get from an acrylic crystal is definitely true, especially when you pick up a solid old vintage watch. You can tell the difference, like what's more inviting. Yeah. So anyway, that's the reason why I'm picking Laurier. I just think it's great design. Again, solid, cohesive design language. That's my pick for pick number 15.
Solid pick. I've been tempted to pick one up secondhand, and the acrylic crystal, I suppose it's one of those things that has its detractors and its lovers. But as long as you've got polywatch, I guess you're all good to go in it. I have held one, and it is clear. There's no need for any anti-reflective coating or anything. It's just clear from the get-go. It's almost like the crystalism there.
All right, it's my pick again. My next pick is Halios. I had to pick Halios, right? I've got it on my wrist. It's one of the OG micro brands. They've been around for such a long time, kind of like Zelos. They've been around for a long time. Halios is funny. It's a funny brand because their design language is very much still stuck in the same thing as what they built up. It's not changed. It's very much since they first released, it's very similar, minor iterations. One guy owns it. He designs it. He gets stuff made, pulls it all together. He does it. So Jason, but there's just something about Halios that I just can't, it's stuff that I give criticism to other brands, like customer service, is great, but trying to get hold of the guy, bit hard. You have to go through Discord servers to get to it's not easy, but the watches are just solid watches and simple designs done excellent. This is a lacquer black dial as well, so it's just beautiful dial. Loom on this is crazy. I mean, I had a Tudor Pelagos and this side by side, and this loom basically equivalent, if not better. And I know the Pelagos is meant to be like the ultimate tool loom, warrior, loom monster, whatever you want to call it. But this is just, it goes toe to toe. And it is running. And when I last got it checked by the watchmaker, it was running plus or minus 0 seconds a day. So it does come, adjusted by the manufacturer. So anyway, I got really lucky. Obviously, it is a Solida movement in there, but mine just got real lucky. So yeah, Halios is my pick. And to be fair, I probably should have picked him a bit higher, but I also felt like you guys probably weren't going to pick Halios. So
Nah, it's on my list. It's on
your
my
list.
It's on
It
the
wasn't on
bottom.
mine.
Yeah.
I do love them, but it wasn't on my list.
Yes. Okay. Well, Simon, you're up, mate.
I'm stuck in two minds here in relation to what brand to go next. They're both from the same country. I'll go this one first. I don't know how to
Okay.
pronounce it properly. From Japan, Kuoe. I think it's out of Osaka. You might be able to how to pronounce me with the
Kuoe.
pronunciation. And that's it. That's it. I didn't get to go there. And Kyoto, sorry, not Osaka. Close enough. I've been there a few times now. I didn't get to go. We ran out of time last time we were there. Sorry, excuse me. And didn't get the which was a bit disappointing. But I've always liked their old style, the Royal Smith and the 90-006. That just gives me old style vibes, old time vibes, which I've always enjoyed. And I have seen lots of praise about them on Reddit and stuff as well. I know their owner. I've seen firsthand. I've seen comments on their Reddit being like, "If you're still in Japan, come back to our store," because someone made a complaint regarding one of their watches. Something was wrong with it, and they said, "If you're still anywhere in Japan, get it shipped to us. We'll fix it for you and get it back to you as soon as possible. And whilst you're still in Japan, or we'll just replace it." I think that's what makes those sort of brands more reputable for other people to actually be like, "Oh yeah, I might actually buy it." I know we talk a lot about customer service and stuff, but that's what really makes things these days, I reckon, is if you can't do good customer service, no one will come to you.
Yeah. No, I
It
agree.
gives you the experience of kind of one of those big brands where you walk in and you get the whole customer service experience, but you realize this is a micro brand. And for a long time, I had intended to, when next time I went back to Japan, to go into Kuoe and buy one. I've had some hands-on time with a sombrero and a Royal Smith. Since having hands-on time, I think they sell the story of going to Japan, going on a journey, going to the store to buy the watch. Having handled the watch, I'm not so sure I'd buy one now, but for a long time I was looking at Kuoes and I was set on kind of doing that as a next holiday trip, journey, adventure, and I think they sell that story really well.
Yeah. The allure of actually going in and making this a whole experience is definitely there. I mean, yeah, I've had hands on as well with the Kuoe Sombrero and I can't remember what the other model was, the mechanical field watch when we did our Japanese Microbrand roundup episode. So yeah, thank you for Kuoe for sending those watches so that I can check them out. And yeah, I agree. I mean, there's the thing is in that price range, there's many different options out there. I feel like their design language is fantastic, and I feel like the quality, the build quality, can probably be a bit more improved in some ways, but in a lot of ways, they're designed. Sizing is fantastic, very much that enthusiast based, which is great. So yeah, solid pick. And I'm guessing when you go to Japan next, was it this year sometime, Simon, that you're going to go pick one up?
October, November. If we get to, we're home basing out of Osaka later this year, so we'll see if jump on the train for half an hour and go up there and have a look.
I think you should. Send you out there as a special envoy over time of the podcast.
Look forward to the photos.
Yeah.
Next minute, new watch alert.
Yeah, NWA.
No, your bank account says otherwise.
I know, if only I had unlimited money. Anyway, what's next? Ollie, mate, you're up next. Pick 18.
Another fun pick that is actually not on the big board. So I'm going to go with Farr and Swit. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them, but this is probably will be the most affordable selection, I think, on the list. So I've gone to their website and I realized they now do chronos and they now do automatic watches. But forget about that. This brand's all about one watch. It's the mixtape. It's the mixtape. That's what you need. So if you imagine a Casio F91W, and I've got two of those, I love the Casio F91W. It's identical to that, but more fun. So the reason why it's called the mixtape is the face of the watch where you'd have, on the F91W, you'd have your Casio and you'd have your novel, stopwatch and all the features on there and whatnot. It's basically got printed what would appear to be a vintage tape. So before CDs, kids, we had tapes. So it's got that fun design. The case is transparent. I'm actually not sure what the movement is because it's identical to a Casio movement, but I'm sure it's not a Casio movement. So they don't mention that. It's a fun selection and it's $35. It comes in, the case is transparent. It comes in blue. It comes in a pistachio, which is a teal color. It comes in clear. It comes in orange. It's a fun pick. Give it to your kid, and if your kid went out and lost it or hit it against a rock, you wouldn't be upset because it's 35. And it's just really fun. So yeah, I've gone with that.
Such a good pick. I love these from the day I saw them. I was so close to buying 2, 3, one for myself and one for each of my sons. Don't know why I didn't at that time. They were still a bit young. I think this is about a year and a half ago or whatever it was when I looked at it. But you know what? This just came roaring back now. I feel like I need this. I feel like I definitely need this. Great pick. We should just buy
Maybe we
this,
can all
eh?
put a group order in.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Overtime group order.
They've got a the medal as well, like the Casio.
Yeah. Oh, it comes with the kill. Was it kill count VHS?
Yeah, kill count.
That's sick.
I don't need another Casio F91W, but in this case, I'll make an exception. It's really funky.
Like it's not. It's a fast Swit.
Is it though? Is it?
Great pick. Great pick. You're back on the board, mate. Pick 19.
I'm back on the board. All right.
Are we going to call
This
this
is
the
a
last one,
brand-
or we push through?
We basically have 3 more picks, and then that will be 21 picks. So that's 7 picks each done. Or we can carry on to pick 30. But I think at the timing that we've spent right now, I think we'll call it at 21. We'll call pick 21. 21's a bit of a lucky number, hey? So we'll leave it at that. So this is our final pick. Each for each of us, one each. So Oliver, you go first. No pressure, mate.
So this pick, I'm just going to go out and say that none of us will have hands-on times with these watches. I'd be surprised if anyone in our watch group had hands-on times with these watches. If they did, probably for about 5 seconds, I'd say. It's more of a historic pick, and it's Roger W. Smith, because it's quite historic in terms of watchmaking. He makes about, well, if you read reports online, it's about a dozen watches a year. It's very low double digit, very high end, and you'd be very lucky to spend time with one of them. The process is completely manual. Everything's made in-house, very laborious. The watches are finished impeccably. Not that I have hands-on time, but that's the implication. Obviously, he's trained with the famous George Daniels, the inventor of the coaxial movement, which is synonymous with Omega these days. And to save you the long story short, as I know most people wouldn't know the story, but when George Daniels passed away, he inherited his workshop and all his tooling. So he makes watches out of the Isle of Man in the UK. And like I said, everything is traditional watchmaking, all in-house, all by hand, all very laborious and all finished impeccably. So he's got Series 1 all the way through to Series 6. And definitely have a look on the website to see how incredibly these watches are finished.
No,
Yeah, and I'd be very surprised if anyone's had any hands-on time with one.
what a pick! I mean, it's incredible. I like how you saved the most heavy hitter for last, but amazing. In terms of pure classical watchmaking, independent. This is like pinnacle, isn't it? Maybe one day we'll get a hands-on on it, but no, I have not personally. I don't think anyone here locally has one either.
I would love to hear from anyone who has had hands-on time. That would be interesting in itself, I suppose. That's how mythical these watches are.
Yeah, exactly. Drop us a DM, or we'll pass it on to Ollie, and let us know, Simon.
They do look cool though. I'm looking at them now. I like the fact that the hands go to like that spade style end, and it looks like they actually tick over the cog style. Obviously, I don't think they would, but that's what it looks like.
Simon, you're up, mate. Pick 7.
All right,
final pick.
Pick 7. Last pick. I'm going to pick 20. Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a laugh here. I'm going to go, because I've got one in my hand, I'm going to go with good old San Martin AliExpress special. Why not? If you're looking to buy something and you don't want to spend the multi-$1,000s to work out if it works on your wrist, if it doesn't work on your wrist, just jump on AliExpress and just buy a San Martin. Here's my, you going to focus? Come on, focus.
Akatera homage?
Yeah, Akatera homage, which was turned into a work watch, which has had 50 million different straps go on it over the time as well to throw it on. Blue dial, blue second hand. Took a wicked chip out of the door frame at work the other day. Took the paint straight off the door frame. No scratch on the watch whatsoever. Just straight through. Just kept working. Hasn't missed a beat since I've owned it. And I've recently discovered their Instagram page, even though I've had this watch for a fair while now. I've only recently discovered their Instagram page where they are uploading the stuff that they're doing and all the machining work and all the new thoughts that they're coming out about. Looking at that website, I'm currently getting bombarded with messages to say, "Hey, here's a sale, here's not a sale," typical AliExpress stuff. But there's a few interesting designs on there that I haven't actually seen. A lot of Rolex style stuff, a lot of like Euro, Swiss brand style. But hey, as I said, why spend $5,000 when you can spend? I think I paid $200 for this because it was on massive special from AliExpress to work out if I do truly like an Aquaterra on my wrist. And yeah, it answered that question and it tickled a spot for me. So yeah, that is the final pick for me, just for a bit of fun.
Amazing. The duality of independent watchmaking. When you really what you would call micro brands, it's like, do they both kind of fall sort of like, both at this extremes, but I like it. I like it.
And it's
I don't think
interesting
they
that
can
they're
be.
starting to do their own design. Well, they have for a while. They're starting to do their own designs. They started off kind of as a homage brand, and then they've broken off. A lot of the stuff they're doing is very Chinese in terms of design language in the model art homages.
Mm.
And it's interesting because I wonder how many of the micro brands that we discussed possibly manufacture out of China and probably out of the same factory or in very close proximity to San Martin. Which kind of demonstrates the quality in itself, really.
Yeah. I mean, and
Oh,
I think that's the reason why we would put that in the what do you call it? I'll allow it in this list, is that they do have original designs as well, albeit some might be a bit of a stretch. But hey, look, the quality is unmatched. Like I've had I think 2 different San Martins in the past, and it's insane the quality of watch you get for the money. It's actually ridiculous.
and they're doing like their lock dials and stuff now as well. I'm looking on their website, as I just said before. There's multiple things that are listed on this website. Well, actually, I'm looking at their new arrivals, and there is 20 pages of watches on here. But in saying that, there is a fair few that do say sold out. So yeah, they've got a market out there for them, and I guess if there's a market for it, why not do it?
Yeah, solid. Nice way to round it up. Okay, I'll go. We went high. We went low. No, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back.
What did you say about San Martin? You used to call them low. Wow. All right then.
No. All right, I'm going to pick this one, and this is going to be sort of my slightly lower on the board if we're going all the way to 30, but I'm going to bring it back up now. I'm going to go with the Satori Billard. I don't know if I'm saying it properly. So Simon, I'll drop it in the chat so you can have a look at the link if you need to.
Sure.
Yeah. So look, this is a independent watch brand based in France. They do some beautiful watches, very dressy type watches. And the cool thing is they very much focus on, they got 2 different things. They got like a bespoke line where you can pick like a case, and then everything in that you can customize it. You can customize the dial, the hands. You can pick, what you want to make your watch, or you can go one of their actual watches that have already been made. But just really beautifully finished watches. I've had hands-on time on their, I'm trying to think what edition that was. I think it was the SB04E, I think, which was the ruby dial, ruby platinum. So the dial in the middle is made out of ruby, and then on the outside of it, it's like a floating sapphire disc. The handset, everything finished to a really high standard, and just a beautiful dress watch. And you could be an everyday even, but they do have dress watches. They've collaborated with Studio Underdog. Even they did a collaboration with them, and they've done collaborations with other people as well. Just beautiful watches. I would love to own one of these days. But yes, just brilliant looking watches, and definitely in that sort of independent space. One of my top picks.
I was looking at this small Bang Blue, and it looks like it's got mother of pearl, but like in streaks. I'm not sure if it is mother of pearl, but it's got like streaks running through it, and that is absolutely gorgeous. That watch, my God, I linked it for you guys, and It looks, I'm not sure, but it looks like it might even be loomed, the streaks down the middle. So they've got loom shots and they've got day shot. And yeah, that watch is spectacular. That one has just reached out to me. Yeah, so check that one out.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Yeah, I think it is. There is actually loom within that dial as well. Yeah, it looks exactly like what it says, right? It's meant to be like instead of a big bang, it's like small bang. So it's like, I guess, stars exploding. But yeah, just super cool. So I think it's a Raiden is the technique that's used for the dial, which is a type of Japanese technique. So they've actually teamed up with a Raiden artisan, so Tatsuya Todo. So yeah, and they use Le Jour Parade movements as well. So it's not like crazy realms of pricing wise. I mean, they're still, I think this particular model might be a bit expensive because of one, it's already sold out. But if you're going for something like not their tantalum, because that's going to be expensive, but there's one called Chrysocolla, which is like a nice blue, it looks like the earth. I think that's about 7,000 Australian dollars. So in the realms of independent watchmaking, I still feel like it's achievable, but yes, definitely on the higher end for sure. We're not talking Roger W. Smith here, but yeah, definitely achievable in that sense.
Do you guys want to round off on what we had? We'll finish our conversation on this watch on what we also had on our lists.
Sure, that we did it. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's do that then. So let's call it there. The draft night has ended at pick 21. So we've each picked 7 picks. I think it's great. We could have. I feel like if we kept going, would be a 3-hour podcast. So we'll sort of try and wrap up our picks there. So yeah, Simon, you start because you've just said me. I don't know however many that you had on your list that you didn't draft.
So this is another one. Same as Oris, it was on the list. I didn't think it was a micro brand or any real true independent because I've heard of them a fair bit. Sin from Germany was on there. Doctor was also on there. And then good old Christopher Ward. Did anyone do Baltic?
No, we didn't have Baltic.
No.
I didn't think so. It was on there for me. Yeah, that was probably going to be, if I didn't do San Martin on the last, that was definitely going to be one. Astor and Banks.
Yes, on my board. Yep.
Corona from Tokyo, another Japanese one. And I had a bit of an Australian field with Adina and Melbourne Watch Co.
Nice. All solid. Oliver, what about you, mate? What do you have?
I had Farr or Farah, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, from the UK. I also had Helm, of course, because I'm wearing that. So I had to put that on there. I had considered Isotope as well, because the Hydrium range spoke out to me. For the Australian pick, I did have Erebus, which was taken by Simon. Thanks for that. But I had a second Australian pick, which was second out. So I know you're a big fan of them, Praka, with the Mandala and the Gin Clear. So I had them. I also had Notice as an out there pick from the USA. And for a fun pick, I've never had any experience with their watch. I had AV8, and I just wanted to chuck that in there for a laugh because they're affordable, fun pilot style watches. So that was going to be my very last emergency pick.
Nice. What left on the board? So you guys already said I had Christopher Ward, of course, banger. I had Astor Banks, again, another what have been my top picks as well. I've had Oak and Oscar, Chicago-based Microbrand, fantastic stuff, really high quality. I also had Farah, like you had. I had Storm based in Norway, fantastic dials, beautiful watches. I've had hands-on time a couple of times now. Walked into a retail store and they had it, and it was just amazing. Definitely one of those ones which I might get in the future. I had Smith's
what was
Storm, Straum, Storm, right?
Okay.
Norwegian brand.
Oh, yeah.
I had Oan Geo, which is a Vietnamese brand. They do some fantastic dials, like incredible dials. Their artisanship is just next level. Very much like I had between the last pick, I was between Satoru Bellata or Geo. That was going to be one of mine in the pick 7. So they're Sad Smiths from the UK. Definitely more of a, I guess, not really micro brand, but like a legacy sort of independent brand. I had Lauren Ferrier, which is a very kind of like your Roger Smith pick. Amazing, beautiful design language, if I won the lotto kind of pick. I had Isotope on the board as well. I also had second hour, of course. I had Erebus, of course. Yeah, so I think we all had very Anodain, which I already mentioned, of course, which was one of the things. Yeah, awesome. So many picks, and that's the best part about micro brands and independent brands. There's just so many brands to choose from. So, yeah, I think we should probably head towards a close to this episode. And yeah, listeners, I hope you all enjoyed this. This is such a fun episode to record. I think this has to happen again. This is just yeah, super fun. And yeah, look, let's wrap up that bit. And there is the something interesting section of the podcast. But hey, I think we have spoken a lot. So unless you guys have something interesting that you do want to share, we don't have to do that section today. We're good.
No, I don't think we necessarily have to. It's a good thing there's another 300 brands still left on the spreadsheet. So there's always time for a part two.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to update that spreadsheet. Keep adding to it. That's the best part, right? There's new micro brands popping up every day. So,
sorry, just looking on the Strawn website, they have a Borealis titanium, as in like the Aurora Borealis or style, which is pretty cool. Maybe they should get in contact with the Simpsons.
The Aurora Borealis. Yeah, no, they are such beautiful watches. Yeah.
Available in steel and titanium too. That's cool.
Yeah, fantastic watches. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast. I hope you all had a blast too. I didn't even show my shirt. OKC, let's go.
Praka's a foul beta.
Hey man. I've been see the back of the shirt. Yeah. Can you see that?
I can't see it.
Oh, I can't see it? Okay.
To go to your Oh, okay, yeah, right. All right. You've been around for a while.
Russell.
It's got Westbrook on the background.
Westbrook. Hey, man. Put some respect to that name, all right? You see? Russell Westbrook, my boy Westbrook. Bestbrook, Beastbrook, whatever you want to call it. But yes, no, I had an awesome time. I hope you guys had a great time too. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
100%. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Praka. It's been awesome. It's been fun.
You're welcome.
Certainly, in my Googling throughout, I've certainly seen a lot more than I think I would have probably seen for a while. So thank you.
I hope I've enabled you to buy a watch.
I'm on leave from work and I felt like I was doing studying and homework and it's like the best studying you could possibly do. So it's perfectly fine.
Love it. All right, fellas. Look, if there's nothing else, we'll leave it right there. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Overtime the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on our Instagram at Overtime the Podcast, at Kinda Average Watches, or flick me an email on overtimethepod@gmail.com. I appreciate your support and value your feedback. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics that you would like the podcast to cover in the future, please hit us up. Until next time.